global story this morning. The clock has run out on US President Donald Trump's ultimatum to Iran, and the world is now watching for what comes next. The US President says Iran can be, I quote, taken out in one night, warning of a rapid large-scale strike targeting bridges and power plants if the Strait of Hormuz is not reopened. Even as the rhetoric escalates, Trump insists talks are still ongoing, calling Iran an active, willing participant with negotiations happening through back-channel communication. The Strait of Hormuz remains the central flashpoint, with free oil flow now a non-negotiable demand from Washington. Tehran, however, has rejected any temporary ceasefire, instead pushing for a permanent end to the war, safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz, sanctions relief and reconstruction. In fact, let's also go across and listen into what US President Donald Trump had to say. He has made strong remarks on Iran, calling its proposal a step forward, but not good enough, while reiterating that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. He also hinted at a quick end to the war under certain conditions. Let's listen into what he had to say.
Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Had we not broken the Barack Hussein-Obama agreement, you know what I'm talking about, the Iran nuclear deal. This is years ago, my first term. You would have had a total, Israel would have been gone, extinguished. Israel would have been wiped off the face of the earth, and the entire Middle East would have been, at a minimum, in big trouble. But I did it. That was phase one. We killed Soleimani. Without Soleimani, if they had Soleimani, it would be a whole different thing. Maybe. Would still be winning, but it would have been harder. Because we are obliterating that country. And I hate to do it, but we're obliterating, and they just don't want to say uncle. They don't want to cry, as the expression goes, uncle, but they will. And if they don't, then they'll have no bridges, they'll have no power plants, they'll have no anything. I won't go further because there are other things that are worse than those two. And we might have, well, the thing, if I had my choice, what would I like to do? Take the oil. Because it's there for the taking. There's not a thing they can do about it. Unfortunately, the American people would like to see us come home. If it were up to me, I'd take the oil, I'd keep the oil, and would make plenty of money. And I'd also take care of the people of Iran. We have a plan, because of the power of our military, where every bridge in Iran will be decimated by 12 o'clock tomorrow night, where every power plant in Iran will be out of business, burning, exploding, and never to be used again. I mean, complete demolition by 12 o'clock. And it'll happen over a period of 4 hours if we wanted to. We don't want that to happen. We have to have a deal that's acceptable to me. And part of that deal is going to be, we want free traffic of oil and everything else.
Are you willing to make a deal that does not include reopening the Strait of Hormuz, or is that now a top priority?
I would say it's a very big priority because, see, that's one thing that's a little different than other things. We can bomb the hell out of them. We can knock them out for a loop. But to close the strait, all you need is one terrorist that somehow has a truck loaded with, because you can carry them in trucks, large trucks, a water mine, drop them in the water, and now you tell people that own ships that cost $1 billion to don't worry about the mine. You can do that even just by saying we put mines in the water. If they assume control, if we do something and they assume control, I think it's very positive, a big step. I don't think you'd see the radicalization that you have seen in the last. Look what happened. I mean, women are being executed because they're not properly clothed, they say. They're not properly clothed, and they execute the women. They shoot them right on the street. No, you have a much different group of people. Now, I'm not saying we are dealing with them. Essentially, they have till 8 o'clock tomorrow night, Eastern time. But we are dealing with them. I think it's going well. Mr. Witkoff is here, and JD's involved in the dealing. Mr. Witkoff is sitting right here, and I think it's going fine, but we'll have to see.
Per the president's direction, today will be the largest volume of strikes since day one of this operation. Tomorrow, even more than today. And then Iran has a choice. Choose wisely, because this president does not play around. You can ask Soleimani, you can ask Maduro, you can ask Khomeini.
And our correspondent Rishabh is now joining us to break down Trump's comments and what the world will be watching out for later tonight. Rishabh?
In about 24 hours from now, that deadline will also end. But there are certain things that people are talking about, and there are many things from the address of Donald Trump from the Oval Office last night, India time, is that experts are not agreeing to joining the dots of the unfolding of this event of the rescue of the pilot has been questioned by many experts. For example, the way extraction has taken place, the way two C-30 aircrafts have been blown up by U.S. forces themselves. The pictures are horrific. If we talk about the whole extraction process, the planes landed about 250 kilometers away from the site where the pilot was. The pilot, who is said to be highly decorated colonel, was severely wounded, and then the U.S. Theory says that he climbed about 7,000 feet, which is about 2.1 kilometer on the mountains, and after that, the planes landed. From there, the U.S. SEALs and Delta Force took a helicopter to the place, extracted the pilot amid heavy gunfire, came back and left. If you see the location from where the extraction has taken place, it is equally far from Kuwait than from where they landed within Iran and Isfahan. So there are multiple questions that are being raised on the turn of events and how things unfolded, and if things unfolded that way or not. So the theory of the United States is being challenged worldwide right now. Remains to be seen what unfolds from there, but a rescue that will definitely go down in history books, that's for sure. Yesterday also, Amita, we were discussing that how this whole rescue operation is straight out of a thriller, Hollywood movie. And we have seen that in US movies on war in past as well, that how these missions have been shown.
Rishabh, thanks so much for joining us with all those details. But shifting focus to